Boy, they're like a Nerf football team out there.
Tune in now to the hottest sports podcast, 910 Sports. 910 Sports. We discuss the latest topics in sports, interview the athletes from all over the country, known and unknown, while spotlighting the youth of today and tomorrow with host Icon E, Mr. Personality Jacob the Great, Crystal, a.k.a. Miss Wildfire, KB the Amazing, and Steve-O, a.k.a. Mr. All Everything Georgia.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Icon E, and we're here on 910 Sports. I think it's like season 2, episode like 18, I think it is. So anyway, some of the episodes, I'm going to stop counting. I'm just going to say 910 Sports at some point. Just get rid of the episodes. I got so many of them. But anyway, man, thank God for another opportunity to be here with my brothers and my sister when they, every Sunday morning to chop it up and do these great interviews. So, first and foremost, I want to introduce my man Steve-O, Mr. Georgia Everything in the building. You know what I'm saying? And my man, the great Mr. Personality himself, Mr. Midnight Love Voice. Anyway. So I'm gonna have Jacob introduce our guest this morning so we can get this thing rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. The podcast where we interview the youngins, the youth, the future, whether it's Pop Warner League, recreation ball, middle school, high school, and collegiate. So just want to say welcome, man. Welcome, everybody. So this morning, we have a special guest, Miss Jayda Carson Bright, basketball player, point guard, shooting guard. She's also an artist, whether it comes to music, painting, she dance. She has hope into going to Juilliard, to be on Broadway, all the above. So, welcome, Jayda. How are you?
I'm good.
Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I know it's early. For you youth, so it's quite all right. So tell us a little bit about you and your basketball career, and how long have you been playing basketball?
I've been playing basketball since 6th grade, and I've had some ups and downs with it in my freshman year, but it's better this year.
Okay. And what position do you play?
Point guard or wing.
Point guard and wing. So you got good ball handling skills, and you can shoot that thing too. So tell us about what's the struggles of being a point guard, and what's the highs and lows of being a point guard, and really owning the position and like perfecting your craft at the position where people understand that you that deal. Like, I'm coming. So what's the highs and lows of being a point guard?
When you're a point guard, you really got to listen to your teammates, and they got to communicate with you. If they don't, you don't know what you're doing. And the game will go, bad if they don't communicate. And you got to have good teamwork.
Okay. So a point guard is a leader, excuse me. So with you being the general of the team and just controlling the floor, because you're the general of the team. So to have the game in your hand at all times, because you're bringing the ball up the court, you're setting up the offense, you kind of critiquing the whole play. and the style of the game, and like you the leader of the offense. So how much pressure is on you when being a leader of the offense?
It's a lot of pressure. Like, if you mess up, that's not going to be good. But all you got to do is do your best, the best you can.
Okay. Icon?
Okay, well, first and foremost, I see you went to Cape Fair. You go to Cape Fair High School, so I'm actually from Southern Pines, North Carolina myself. So, which is Pine. I know you're at Pinecrest High School area. Do y'all play them in basketball? Cause y'all like in the same conference, aren't? No, y'all not in the same conference, but do y'all play them at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Cause one of my good friends I grew up with, he's the varsity. He's actually the female varsity head coach. So out there named Mr. Cole, Ron Shaw Cole. So he's so if y'all ever hear that name, that's a good friend of mine. So anyway, so what? So basically, you said you was having struggles in the ninth grade playing basketball or whatever. What struggles were you having specifically during that year?
My coach didn't really, let me play that much. And anytime I would try to ask her questions, she would get mad. So that would kind of aggravate me. And plus, whenever my teammates are getting hurt on the floor and she's still leaving them on the floor, she won't put me in. That would make me mad.
Okay, so what did you do to keep yourself encouraged to keep going at it? What did you do, or who do you have around you that would kind of encourage you to tell you like to keep going? Don't worry about it. You'll get your turn is coming. So what did you do on your end?
I just kept, how do I say it?
Listen to your mama encourage you.
Listening to my mama, and I didn't doubt myself because I know I would have a better year next year.
Okay, so were you doing things like were you practicing more, like getting up more jump shots, working on your dribbling? Were you doing those type of things also to keep it to kind of make sure that by the time you got to the 10th grade year that you would be ready to go, what I mean, show the coach that you improved your game in her eyes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So are you, because you seem to be very soft spoken. So are you she laughing. Or you just putting on because you're nervous right now. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm just messing with you. But when you or what kind of style are you when it comes to like your style? You vocal on the court, or you just lead by example of your game, being that you are the point guard?
I get very loud because I want them to be there and help me out and help each other out. Because if y'all don't communicate, it's not gonna go well.
Okay. Do you consider yourself a like a slasher to the basket more? Do you feel like you are a 3-point sniper like Steph Curry? What kind of game do you say that you kind of gotten so far? You emulate so far, in your style of play?
Only a driver.
A driver and ball handler. If they don't give me the ball, I get mad.
Really? Oh, so you got the mama mentality, like what I'm saying, give me the ball and get out the way then. So okay. So anyway, Steve, you got any questions? Oh, he might be there. KB, what's going on? You got any questions, KB?
What's going on? Good morning. No real questions. Just checking out and listening to Miss Bright talk her game.
I got questions. I need
Okay,
to
go
know.
ahead, Steve.
Who's your favorite NBA player? What's your favorite team?
The Lakers.
Oh, so if you the Lakers right now, how do you fix the Lakers in your opinion?
I don't know.
If you was on the Lakers right now with your game, do you think you could help them? Like if you
Hell,
was,
anybody can help them right now.
Yeah.
do you think that your style of play would be what they would need to win games with the way you play basketball?
Sure. But my favorite women's basketball team is the Gamecocks. That's who
Okay. Okay. National champs. Okay.
I want to play for Don Staley.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd definitely be a great coach to go to play out.
So Jada, after you play for Dawn State and you graduate, you know, if she's still coaching, maybe you can convince her to come to the Lakers and coach them.
We have an autographed basketball from Asia Wilson.
I have an autographed basketball from Asia Wilson.
Oh, really?
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what's up.
Okay. So, in other words, besides basketball, at your life, like your career after basketball, other than if you made it to the when you make it to the WNBA, because I like to speak stuff to existence. But once you graduate and once you finish your basketball career, what else dreams do you have outside of basketball?
Either becoming a famous painter and like artist, or doing photography in New York.
Have you already started like honing your skills, like getting your camera or working on your music? I know you say you probably already been doing the painting. So have you gotten your camera yet and taken, doing different things with the photos and pictures and things of that nature?
I just got a new camera recently.
New Canon.
It's a Canon.
Oh, big boy camera.
Okay.
Who's your favorite music artist?
I have a lot.
Give me your top 3 right now.
Juice WRLD.
My son like
X.
Sound about right.
And Trippy.
Okay. I don't know none of them artists, but I'm gonna ride with you. I know Juice WRLD. My son be listening to them.
I don't know none of them.
I don't, bro. I don't. I don't.
So Jada, I got a particular question that really interests me. You said that you want to do photography in New York City, in NYC, and along with that question, as your mom, gave me, a few paragraphs of who you are and what you want to do. It's very interesting to know that you would like to go to Juilliard. And tell me why you would like to go to Juilliard, and because I know it's so hard to get in there, and it's not a lot of people getting in there. But if you have that mindset that you can get in, that you would like to go, and tell me what inspires you to try to get into Juilliard and to try to be on Broadway and just all around the world dancing and all that kind of good stuff.
I like making my own choreography. Like my dance teacher now, I was actually surprised I like dance, because at first I was like, I don't like it, but now I actually really like it and I want to dance in the future.
Okay, choreographers make a lot of money, especially when you're hired by the entertainment industry. You're working with this label, that person. So they do make a lot of money, which is very interesting to say that you want to own the art form of dancing, because I feel like a lot of times, it's obsolete now. You don't really hear people talk about it a lot. And so that definitely piqued my interest. And so upon you being an artist, whether it's rapping, whether it's singing, whether it's songwriting, who inspires you? Whether it's somebody that's hot right now or somebody that was hot in the past, or it's just something that draws you and just puts you in a frame of different mind. Like, who is your most who's your top 3 inspirational people when it comes to the entertainment business?
I don't know if y'all listen to K-pop, but it's BTS, and then another artist is
There you go again. They're giving us names we don't know.
PTV.
I know who BTS is.
Oh, my bad. KB knows.
That she got me on that. She stuck me on that one. That test. I heard of the other ones, but I heard of the BTS. I had to look that one up.
They the
K-pop. I
biggest.
think I heard of K-pop.
They the biggest group in the world.
They have the biggest
Yeah.
fan
Yeah.
in the world.
Oh, okay. K-pop. I think I heard of that. BTS. I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, they everywhere.
I don't really listen to radio like
But
that.
but of course KB would know.
You do KB.
Hey Jada, so let me tell you about KB Amazing. KB Amazing has produced a track for Justin before. When I first, contacted him about the track was so hip hopish. You would kind of hear somebody like a Jay-Z on it, or somebody like a Talib Kweli on it, or Busta Rhymes on it. And so the reason why he would know who you talking about, he just got a producer mind, and he listen to everything. You know what I mean? So shout out to you, KB, and you need to get back in the lab and stop playing too, man.
I am, man. I've been working, man.
And Jada too. I'm just gonna let you know, cause I'm gonna do Jacob like he do me when he put me on the spot sometime. This man know everybody, so he asking you these questions for a reason, cause this man know everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get somewhere, this the guy to come holler at, cause he know everybody. He be trying to act all humble, but he know everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I know a few people, Jada, man. I know a few people here and there. So, but so you are a sophomore, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your season is coming up, and how does the team look overall? You think? Do you think the starting five is really gonna make an impact, or do you think because a lot of times in sports, a coach will pick a starting five, but some of the players mesh well with the players that's coming off the bench because they're more open-minded. They don't have egos and stuff like that. So as far as you being around it and seeing who you match with well, do you match with the regular starting five well, or do you match with some players that's maybe coming off the bench well?
I match with pretty much all of them, but mainly the star five.
Okay.
We got tryouts Tuesday and Wednesday, and Wednesday is my birthday.
Okay. Happy early birthday. Happy early birthday, for sure.
What day is Wednesday? What day is that? The second? Is that the second or the third?
Second.
My daughter's birthday on November 2nd. Happy early birthday.
My best friend that I grew up with birthday November 2nd. So you in good company.
Yeah.
That's right. So who is your favorite WNBA player? Is it Asia Wilson? Is it Asia?
Yeah.
So do you have a top three, or is just her?
Yes, sir.
Just her. Okay. Oh yeah. She ball out now. She that deal for sure. For sure. I mean for her she like a WNBA player. They got more endorsements than a little bit. Right now, man, she keeping some endorsements going. So but yeah, she that deal. So Steve, KB, Icon, do you guys have any more questions for her?
No,
I don't, man. Just want to say thank you for coming on this morning. I know how hard it is for me to get up at 8:15. I can only imagine how hard it is for you to get up at 8.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Yeah. I definitely thank you for coming on this morning. And you just keep working hard, and putting in the work, and it'll take care of itself. You know what I mean, as far as on the basketball court and in the classroom, but definitely on the basketball court, you just keep putting in the work, keep honing your craft when it comes to your music and your film, and just as you do stuff repetitively all the time, you'll get better and better at it. Next thing you know, you'll be where you want to be. So I want to thank you and your mom for allowing you to come on here, because I know a lot of times with mothers, they're very protective of their kids when it comes to these situations. So we try
yes, she is. You better believe that. Yes, she is.
That's right.
Yeah, so we try to handle y'all with kid gloves, when it comes to this, because we understand what it is. So, but anyway, you have a blessed rest of your day. Go back, get you some rest so you can be ready for this week at practice or whatever you got going on.
Tryouts.
Oh, tryout. Okay, you already make it. We ain't worried about that.
That's right. And And Donna, thank you so much for allowing her to come on the platform. And Jayda, just know that this is just one of the first of many. You'll be getting plenty more interviews, and so you'll open up a little bit more. Once it get repeatedly and repetitive to you, you're gonna just own it. So thank you for coming on.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right, yeah.
Y'all have a good one now.
Yeah, you have to click on me. All right, you're welcome. Anyway, that was Jayda Carson Bright, high school basketball player, Cape Fear High School, which is like right down the road from where I'm from in North Carolina, 30 minutes away. So anyway, fellas, we're getting into these scores. I mean,
First of all, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
What?
Saturday college football. My. It got me saying, my. Hey, man, so, all I want to say, man, is I know Steve O was just smiling from ear to ear on yesterday. He was grinning like a chess cat. His dreads probably stood on top of his head. He was grinning so much. And, as far as,
we had a good time. We had a good time yesterday.
I told him I don't even know why they didn't have a show. I'm like, they had a show for what? Because
we were watching the show, man. We were there cutting up during the game, man. We had people come on during the game. And it actually wasn't, man, we had a good time.
Okay.
Looked like y'all had a lot of fun, though, man. Like, I can appreciate that, man. And, but, yeah, man, Georgia different. That's all I would say. They different, bro.
If they had an elite quarterback.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot to beat Georgia, man. And I would say, I don't see nobody beating them as bad as it feels distasteful in my mouth to say this. I don't really see nobody beating them. As I looked at the Penn State and Ohio State game yesterday, I wasn't impressed with Ohio State, but I was impressed with Penn State's defense. Even though they lost, their defense is young. And everybody probably, but two people come back next year, and they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. But as far as Florida, man, I don't think Florida has a awesome team, but I don't think they have the worst team. But I just really think that the coaching staff has to come up with some other schemes, go into some other defenses. Just sometimes you gotta surprise people, man. Especially when people are used to you running this play, that, and the third, because people study film. So sometimes you have to surprise people to really throw them off their game, man. So instead of them making you adjust, you got to make them readjust. And so I think that's a big part of why a lot of teams don't surprise the opposing team that everybody think is going to win 100 times over. That's just my take on it.
Well, I'm going to say next weekend, Georgia got a juggernaut coming in. They not playing no games. That doggone Tennessee program is real.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No.
And I'm telling you, they are real. If they
Georgia going to beat the hell out of Tennessee. Man, Georgia going to beat Tennessee by 17.
Right?
Watch what I
right. I'm telling you. Because the thing about it is, when you playing, even though Georgia was highly favored, whatever, Georgia-Florida game is a very highly emotional game. And you go from one emotional game to another emotional game, especially when you're young, that's a lot. And I'm telling you, if nothing else, that game going to be tight. There's going to be no blowout.
This is how I'm looking at the Georgia-Tennessee game. And this is my take on it. Okay, Georgia and Alabama. I'm not going to say Tennessee struggle. I'm going to say Alabama struggle. Okay. And so I know from what I see how Alabama is playing and how both of them played each other, Tennessee and Alabama, I feel like Georgia would have beat that particular game. Georgia would have beat Alabama by like 21 points, bro. I just don't really think that Tennessee has faced a defense, of the defensive line, the linebackers, and shut down corners like Georgia got, man. I don't like Georgia, bro. And don't no Clemson fan like Georgia. But I can tell you this right here. I ain't gonna not give them their props because they on the hunt.
Well,
It'll be the best game we don't play. It'll be the best team we played so far. I will say that. It'll definitely be the best team we don't play so far. It's in Athens. I'm glad we don't have to go to Knoxville. That might have been a bigger, obstacle for us to overcome. But we've yet to play our best game yet. Even yesterday during the first half, like we put together a first half that was good. Second half, we came out, started turning the ball over and doing uncharacteristic stuff, getting crazy penalties. So as long as you don't beat yourself against Tennessee like Alabama did, like when Jacob said that, I understood what he meant. Like Georgia would have beat both of them teams that day. I think Alabama had 13 penalties that day or something like that. Like you're not gonna beat nobody with 13 penalties. But like you said, we got veteran safeties. Our safeties are probably our best players on our defense, outside of our defensive line. So we'll see, man. You're going to have to keep both of them safeties back. You're not going to be able to get creative with that defense and move them safeties around.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I think y'all going to have to play Tennessee different because they have the ability to take the top off, and they're more dynamic than probably anybody that even Georgia has played this year as far as offensively. You know what I'm saying? And they got a quarterback who's kind of like a dual threat that can do a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? And when you go against a team like Georgia and Alabama, you got to have that Deshaun Watson, that Trevor Lawrence. You got to have that multi-dimensional. I ain't saying he's that good, but what I'm saying is he has some things that he can do that can make a team think. You know what I'm saying?
But you really mentioned how Georgia's going to beat Tennessee, and I can tell you why. When Georgia plays that 2 tight end set, and you got the blackened tight end, and you got the tight end that they get the 47 dump pass all the time, the 46 dump pass, and that's like a consistent 10 to 13 yards across the middle every time. I haven't seen a team be able to stop that yet because they focus on the quarterback, the running back, the receivers. Nobody like I was at a high school game this week. I said, man, these coaches are horrible, bro. Like these coaches are horrible, man. Like, why don't you use the tight end set, man? Like, because the flat was open 10 to 15 yards every time, bro. Every time, man. And I said, man, and that one backfield in high school is not good to me. That wing T backfield in high school is gas, octane.
Well,
you trying to run a triple option, Jay?
Yeah, that triple option stuff is dead.
No, man. In high school, you can win games with it, but you're not gonna get no. Yeah, you want that pro style.
When I say the wing T, man, I'm talking about the fullback, the halfback, and the running back. That's it. You know what I mean? That works in high school like no other, bro.
Navy does it very well. Navy does it the best that I've ever seen it done. They do it every play. This game, they don't even throw the ball. They just do wing T, triple option, misdirection. I mean, it works. It's just boring to watch.
Hold on, KB. If you got elusive backs, and say you got the fullback, the power, you got a power running back, but you got the half back that's like a finesse back, bro. I done seen some plays, boy. I'd be like, "Ooh, wow,
yeah." I mean, like I said, it works. Like if you watch a Navy game, like it be some plays they get off, you like, man, that look good, but it's just not my cup of tea. Like some people love it, some people hate it. I just ain't my thing. But everybody ain't got tight ends like Georgia does. Like even yesterday, their tight ends. I mean, Brock Bowers got, other than that juggle catch. Other than that, he didn't do he didn't go crazy like he usually does. I'm not gonna say he didn't do a lot, but he didn't go crazy as he usually does. Even Darnell Washington, like he caught 2 or 3 passes. So I think Florida's their plan was to try their best to eliminate getting beat by that, and what that did was just open up the run. Georgia beat us on the run. The run killed us.
The last 3 weeks, we done ran the ball down people's throats.
I think people were so focused on stopping the tight ends that
Yeah.
you have to pick your poison.
Yeah, that's that's them. That's them Herschel Walker days. And my boy, I used to play summer league softball with him, Garrison Hurst. You know what I mean? He used to come down to Salute all the time and play in the softball tournament, the male softball tournament. So, I had the pleasure of kicking with him a lot, man. And that's when during the summertime, and he used to talk about that running down the throat all the time, man. And so, and I think when you can run the ball down the team's throat, man, I think that really tires the defense out, bro. Like tires them out really bad. Cause when you run it down the throat consistently, man, instead of just mixing up and run here, pass here, run here, pass it, but when you run that thing consistently down the throat, man, that's a lot of contact that the defense got to endure. And
that's
people,
one thing that they never changed from the beginning of time with football. If you run the ball successfully, you will win. You got a great chance at winning. But I think Tennessee, to go back to the Tennessee Georgia game, I think it's going to be a good one, man. Like I think Georgia is susceptible to deep field passes because we had guys that were wide open downfield and doing things. And I know our offense is not nearly as high octane as Tennessee because Tennessee they're in 5 wide probably 80% of the game. And Georgia's thing on defense is creating pressure. You ain't going to be able to blitz 6 guys because you're just going to get beat up underneath. And if you don't send those 6 guys, are your 4 guys good enough to get home to stop the pass? And they run a lot. Georgia runs a lot of man and things like that, which is great, but it is probably the worst off. The way they play defense is probably the worst defense that you can run against a team like Tennessee. The way they run their offense, it's just man against the mesh offense. Just isn't a good mix. So it's going to be interesting to see what Kirby and them come up with as far as stopping 3 levels of passing offense and creating pressure with those 4 guys. Because if they can create the pressure with the 4, they win. But if they don't get home like that, very often, it's going to be another L. I'm just going to
Georgia base defense is a dime defense. We play with five DBs on the field at all times, just about anyway.
Yeah,
so
but
we went away. Yeah, we usually
have a one-on-one matchup. Somebody gonna have a
usually the running back. It's usually the running back that has the one-on-one matchup. Usually the running back manned up at the back.
And I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this: the Tennessee-Alabama game now in most years would have been a true measurement of where you really at as a team. Alabama this year defensively don't look like Alabama at all. They've had 3. I've never seen an Alabama team over the last 10 years that has 3 or 4 scares in 1 year. Normally they get maybe 1, possibly 2. They've had games where they should have lost the Texas game. They should have lost. I forgot the other team they played. It was another game they should have lost. They was down, and then they ended up losing to Tennessee. So to me, I feel like, and Georgia to me really hasn't been challenged this year. And this is going to be a big game for them because they really haven't been challenged. So I think it's going to. Georgia probably going to end up pulling this game out, one because they're home and because they are the champs and because they have the experience. But I don't think it's going to be no blowout. I think it's going to be a close game.
To be honest with you, bro, I just don't think that the Tennessee Alabama game, man. Alabama ain't used to having no 13, 14 penalties in one game. I think that it was a lot of costly mistakes, and the game was still close off costly mistakes. If you take those penalties away, say they had 3 or 4 penalties, this game wouldn't even been close, man. And so that's why I wasn't impressed with Tennessee, man, because with all those penalties, the game was still that close.
Okay, but answer me this then though. The penalties wasn't like just offsides and holding. They was holding penalties. Like the cornerbacks could not stop those receivers at all. So they kept holding them and pass. And it wasn't just that game. If you watch Alabama all year long, most of their penalties is pass interference and holding on the corners and the safeties. So to me, at the end of the day, that let me know they not the same team because that was a lack of discipline thing they was doing. Nick Saban teams are not disciplined. They're not a lack of disciplined team. You know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying,
If somebody else throw out there on that field, Nick Saban would have said all of y'all corners and say, just get off the field. I'm putting a new facility in because I'm tired of these penalties. Y'all keep holding and grabbing on every other play.
And so, Steve, if you could, and you know, if you can see my point, I can. If you can see it, man. But I'm thinking, bro, with all the yards that Tennessee gained off penalties alone, bro, and the game still was close and went into overtime, and they should have beat Alabama in regulation at least by 14 points, bro. At least if you gain an extra Steve, if you gain an extra 140 yards due to penalties, not scoring, but 15 yards here, 15 yards here, 15 yards here, and you still have to go into overtime with a team, that really don't tell me much.
Well, I think it was because one, it's almost like a mental thing. If you ain't been a team in forever, and you get there, you finally get that chance. It's almost like towards the end, it was kind of like you could tell that they got tense, and it was a lot of stuff that was going on. So I think let's just say next year, it's almost like when Jackson State finally beat Southern. When they beat them the last year, it was a tight, close game. Now they're like, oh, we got these boys. They beat the brakes off of them yesterday. So let's just say next year you put the same two teams back on the field, which we know we're not Tennessee and Georgia or Alabama next year. Tennessee might have more confidence and might beat them more handily because they got that first one out the way. But sometimes that first one, it take all that what you're saying just to get that first one out the way because they ain't beat them in like 15, 16 years.
I feel like Georgia and Alabama, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. When Georgia finally overcame Alabama, it took a lot for them to get there. So now this year, Georgia might go in there and beat the brakes off of Alabama because now they finally realize we can do this for real, and it's the mental block is gone. You know what I'm saying?
It'll be a good game next week, man. I definitely think it'll be a good game. It's in Athens. They'll definitely help us. You know, they got that quick offense. So if you got the crowd noise involved, you can't move that fast. Communication ain't that good. Can we slow them down and probably get like that a few extra false start penalties to kind of cost you a first and 15 instead of first and 10? So then your offense is out of rhythm.
And I still think Stanson Bennett can be exposed. I really do. I think he still can be exposed.
Yeah, he was exposed yesterday. Well, his problem is he can expose a defense. He didn't use his legs yesterday at all. I don't know why. I don't know if they told him not to run. I don't know if he ain't feeling good, if he hurt somewhere and ain't telling nobody, but Stetson Bennett is the reason why I think we should win the game. He uses his legs. If it's 3rd and 13, you can pick them 13 up with the legs. Keep their offense on the sideline. I think that's what Kirby last week has been prepping the team for. They've been running the ball over the last 3 or 4 games more than they've ran it the last 3 or 4 years. And I think because he knows you got to keep Tennessee offense on the sideline. You can't let them get on the field. The only defense that can stop them is ball control. There's no defense you can put together. There is no cover 3. There is no cover 4. There's no cover 2. There's no man cover. There's nothing you can do to really stop Tennessee's offense. They have man beat. They have plays to beat everything you can call on defense. Yeah. So you can't stop them. So the only thing you have to do is keep them on the sideline. If you're running the ball, you're doing ball control.
This is going to be a challenging game because they can beat you in all 3 phases. Tennessee can beat you in multiple ways. Yep. So you can't take them lightly. You can't just say, oh, well, because we Georgia, we Alabama, we can just roll out of bed and go out there. Not Tennessee. They built different.
So since we're talking about Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia, we already know Georgia gonna make the playoffs. So who makes the playoffs, Tennessee or Alabama?
I think realistically they both do.
Okay. I don't think Bama will get in. Bama has a big game next week.
You said between Tennessee and Georgia, right?
No, Tennessee and Alabama.
Alabama. He said
I said, of course, we know Georgia going to make it, but who makes it between Tennessee and Alabama?
I think Tennessee. I think Alabama going to beat Georgia. Well, because Tennessee and Alabama in the same division, right?
No.
Tennessee.
Bama's on Georgia. Well, I guess it depends on who in the SEC championship.
Right now, you got Ole Miss in representing the West. Ole Miss is in
Oh,
first
no,
place.
they ain't beating none of them teams. They ain't beating none. They ain't beating
Ole
Tennessee,
Miss.
Georgia, or Alabama.
So
Ole
this
Miss
is
is
the thing,
in
right?
first.
So this is the thing I saw the other day, how it's a potential for a 4-team SEC thing they were talking about, right? And the ACC, say Clemson, loses 2 games, right? Whatever, just what if, right? Ohio State, say and then the ACC, everybody will have at least 2 losses. Say in the Big Ten, Ohio State loses to Michigan, and then they lose to Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? Those two losses. It's potential that there's 4 SEC teams with 1 loss. It's a potential like Ole Miss can have 1 loss to Bama. Bama can have 1 loss to Georgia, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Tennessee can have 1 loss to Georgia, and Georgia can have 1 loss to Bama in the SEC championship. It's looking like that. It could potentially be that way, but I think the top 2 teams that are going to get in, because I don't see Ohio State losing. They got a top 5 defense and a top 5 offense. That ain't happening this year.
I think Michigan gonna beat them.
I don't think so, man.
They look shaky yesterday. I don't know.
With Tim Bowles defense.
I think Michigan gonna beat them. I think
Did
Michigan.
you
They
see
not
that
see-
boy
they-
yesterday?
Why
They
would
did
I tell
look-
you? Watch it what I tell you.
They
Michigan.
look shaky. They look shaky yesterday.
Hey, man,
KB.
hey,
They look
hey,
good
Icon.
yesterday.
Why would I
This is
tell
what
you?
I'm
Why
gonna
would I
say
tell
about
you?
you and a lot of people, man. Every year, y'all have high hopes of Michigan, man. Man, I don't believe in no Michigan, man. I hear people say this every year about Michigan. KB, you be on your Twitter a lot. You do too, Steve. Every year, man, people always talking about what Michigan gonna do. They have high hopes. No, man.
I'm just telling you, Ohio State looks shaky. I'm telling you, Michigan. I think Michigan gonna get
They have a top 5 defense and top 5 offense.
They ain't look that good yesterday versus
You can't
Ohio State ain't played nobody. This the first. Yesterday was their first challenge game, and they played every game at home.
But Steve,
they went against the top 10 defense
all year.
You have to look at it. Big Ten. You have to look at rivalry games with a grain of salt, right? It could be the worst team. Miami could be going against their rival like Florida State. Florida State could be 0-10. That game that y'all played on is probably going to be very tight. It's probably going to be very emotional. That's the whole point of them rivalry games, that anybody can win.
I agree.
So, but when you look at it, when you take a step back from there, there's a reason Ohio State is top 5 and damn near every category on both sides of the ball. Same with Penn State.
But when you got to throw the stats out the window on rivalry games, like you just said, so that Michigan game could be an emotional game.
But when I say I don't see, like, Michigan's offense and defense is not up to par what they were last year. Like you said, they're benefiting from a great schedule, but they are not who they were last year, even remotely close. You know what I'm saying? And Ohio State defense, like this boy they got, that defensive end, that boy had 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 from there's guys on that Ohio State team.
Ohio State like that every year.
They keep them defensive. They keep them defensive ends, bro. You got Bosa. You got both Bosa brothers that came through there. Chase Young that was there.
They were sack tacticians. These weren't dropping into coverage and covering tight ends and stuff from the defensive end position. This kid is different. This TJ, whatever his name is different. Like, that boy is nice. But
they get these picks in before I couldn't get in trouble over there, man.
Yeah, let's do that.
No time ticket, man. I couldn't. Screen gonna cut off in a minute. All right, so the first game of the week was Baltimore at Tampa. Let me see. Steve on Icon picked the Ravens. Everybody else picked Tampa Bay. So good job, Icon. Denver at Jacksonville. KB, you went with Jacksonville yesterday. Staying there.
Jacksonville, yeah, man.
I'm sticking with Jacksonville too.
Yeah.
Until still Russell Wilson showed me something different, and all the stuff I've been hearing about him this week in the locker room. Nah, I think they didn't go. The team didn't get up.
I try to tell you,
the game about to come on in a few minutes. Come on in the game. Come on in 30 minutes.
If he can't win it, 1 o'clock, he'll win it at 9:30 in the morning.
Look, man, Russell Westbrook and Russell Sierra is the same person.
Because their body's gonna feel like 9:30 in the morning. I don't care the fact that they playing at a different time zone. Their body gonna feel like they still at 9:30 in the morning. He gonna think he in church. He ain't gonna think he on the football field.
Carolina, you got the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons, man. Like I just think that was a fluke last week, man. Like, but I mean.
Yeah, I got ATL. ATL, ho. That's what I got. You know what I'm saying? See, KB Steve ain't know what to do about that. ATL, ho. Yeah, I got it.
All right, that's in the morning.
Hey, real quick. I was doing Uber last night. I had a KOD person in my car last night. But go ahead.
Let me find out you hanging around in the slums of Atlanta.
What's up, Ghoul? Hey, Ghoul. What's up, Ghoul?
What's up, KB? Who you got?
KB roll with ATL. You gonna stick with it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Chicago at Dallas. I went with Dallas. Everybody's going Dallas.
Dallas.
Look at that. We got the new drip on.
Much as I hate to say it, Dallas gonna put the beat down on them. But Michael Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence they ain't gonna have to eat dinner when they get done with this game because they're gonna eat all game long.
You got the Miami Dolphins at the Detroit Lions.
Only way I would say Detroit got a legit chance is because
Tua is back.
DeAndre Swift is back, and he is a difference maker. But my Tua back, and I think Miami gonna get him because Detroit defense is garbage. They terrible, especially the corners and safeties.
Yeah, they real bad.
Tyreek Hill might go for 200. He might go for $2 billion today.
Jacob, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I mean, bad as I hate to go with the Miami Goldfish, I'm gonna go with them.
KB, you still with Miami?
Yes, sir. I'm staying
Arizona. Ain't nobody gonna pick them for an upset. All right, Arizona at
We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. Everybody pick. We like the Charles Barkley picks. Everybody pick the same pick, they lose.
Arizona at Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Where they at? Where they playing at?
At Minnesota.
I don't care.
They don't matter.
No, man.
I went with Minnesota.
Man, look, man.
KB went with Arizona.
Listen, man. Gary Coleman at quarterback. He ain't.
Gary
Coleman quarterback.
He ain't throw the pass for 10 yards, man. Like this fella right here, man. I'm
gonna go with Arizona this one. I'm gonna go with Arizona in the upset, if you want to call it.
Okay, so you think Gary Coleman have a good game?
I just think if it come down to the end of it, I trust Gary Coleman more than I trust third cousins.
Gary Coleman in the world, don't.
Yes, I'm gonna go Arizona.
We got
so you gotta worry about weather.
Yeah, Jacob, you going with the Vikings? Okay, I got the Las Vegas Raiders at the New Orleans Saints. Y'all know I ain't picking the Saints ever, so you ain't never.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Raiders on this one. The Raiders should win this game though, but I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
I mean, Andy Dalton quarterback. Yeah, they should.
Oh yeah, I'm going with the Raiders.
I don't know if Winston is hurt or they.
I mean, it wouldn't matter. James Winston would have.
Yeah, you're right. It don't matter.
He would have gave Raiders like 3 touchdowns off of his passes anyway. I think he blinded one eye or something because pass he be throwing only make no sense half the time.
The boy that had LASIK got surgery, man. All right, we got the New England Patriots at the New York Jets. I went with the Jets.
I'm gonna go with the Jets because they're confident. Their confidence is real high right now. They've been balling. They've been playing ever since that coach said what he said. They've been backing it up. So I'm gonna go with the Jets. I want to see them get in the playoffs. I like underdog teams. I like good feel-good stories. I'm gonna go with the Jets.
The Jets and the Cleveland Browns ain't never been good as long as I've been alive watching football.
Never.
I definitely ain't going with the Jets, man. I'm definitely gonna go with the Patriots because they've been beating Jones up all this week, and I heard that a couple of his receivers, his tight ends, said that it's gonna be a different game, and I just don't believe in the Jets, man. Me believing in the Jets is just like somebody saying that Charlie Brown gonna hit a home run. Like, come on, bro. Like the Jets, come on, bro. Like I rather believe in Bart Simpson gonna run for 1,000 yards than believing in the Jets, man. The Jets, the shit, hell no.
You got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Can they give them their first loss?
Man, head
No.
to the no.
No. And this a three. It's what you call it. It's like a what you call it, 3 river rivalry or
Yeah, something like that.
Game.
Yeah.
Oh no, Philadelphia gonna be up for this one. Oh.
Yeah.
And is it in Philly?
Yep. At Philadelphia.
No. Chris Brown got to get the breaks made off of them. No, I ain't got a chance. No.
Got the Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans.
Oh my God!
Right.
Malik Willis is getting.
Malik Willis making his first start. I'm gonna switch my pick, KB. I'm gonna go with Houston.
You say he make his first start?
Yeah, he's making his first start. I'm going with Houston for the upset, KB.
I think that first game is kind of going to be kind of hard for him, so I'm gonna go with Houston.
Yeah, I'm gonna swap my pick. I had picked Tennessee yesterday. I'm gonna go with Houston for the upset on this one.
I don't really think Malik Willis. I think he's gonna be good in the future, but for what I've seen, I don't think he's ready yet. To me.
What you got, Jacob? Who you got on this one?
I'm gonna go with Malik, man. I'm gonna go with Malik. I'm gonna go with Malik, bro. And I not only because he make his first start, but I mentioned to Icon during the preseason how good I think this fella is, man.
Yeah, you did say that. You did say that.
I'm going with Malik, man.
I got to see it first because I ain't seen enough yet, so I got to see it. And Houston, thing about Houston ain't a good team, but they do play tough games.
They play good. They play good. They like
how Detroit was last year. They'll play you tight down the stretch.
I've got another quarterback making their first start. We got the Washington Commanders playing against the Indianapolis Colts with what's his name making his first start over Matt Ryan today.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say we had a new quarterback. Like, hold on, what this guy?
No, y'all got Heineken. Y'all like Tyler.
So who's starting today?
The Colts are starting. What's his name? Hold up.
You know his bad. You don't know his name.
I don't know his name. He was the quarterback at Texas a few years ago. Sam Ellinger, I think.
We about to win. He's like a Tim Tebow that can throw a little better.
You know what? I don't know what's going on, but the football guys lately been giving us opportunities. Cause boy,
he blessed the NFC East. The NFC East is highly favored right now.
Man, this what I'm saying.
We've been getting games where we like
the Colts missing
Aaron
a wide
Rodgers wasn't
receiver.
right.
Look, the Colts missing a quarterback, a wide receiver, 2 running backs. They're starting linebacker, a defensive end, and like a safety.
Man, the football guys just trying to give us games like here.
I mean,
look. We know y'all got a terrible owner, so we gonna bless y'all with these opportunities.
Hey, Steve-O, I want to say Washington will win this game because they represent the NFC East. But
who
man,
you going with? Who you going with?
I talk to Icon weekly about the NFC East, and we talk about the Cowboys, and we talk about Washington. Man, they consistently let Icon down on the defensive end. Consistently, man. He raised his head.
Frustrating to me. The red zone, it would be killing me. Defense pretty much do their job for the most part because they don't really give up a lot of points. They give up a lot of yards. But
if they inside the 20, man, it's like they forget how to play football.
But that red zone, when they get down there, it be a struggle to get in the end zone, like a struggle. Like between them and the Miami Hurricanes, I don't know what Miami doing. You know what I'm saying, on offense. I don't know what they need to do, but they need to get a whole new offensive coordinator because obviously you got too much talent when you in the red zone as much as Miami was yesterday, can't get in the end zone.
Icon, there's a new song, dedicated to Miami Hurricanes, and you said what they're doing. So
I'm gonna take the W.
You said you don't know what they're doing, and I'll tell you how the song go. Nothing, baby.
You're right.
Jacob, who you got for the game?
I'm gonna say Washington by 3.
Yeah, cause we ain't gonna blow nobody out. You right. We ain't gonna blow nobody out. They gonna have me drinking a glass of wine after the game.
There you go. Got San Francisco 49ers at the Los Angeles Rams. Game of the week.
Debo's out.
I mean,
Debo out.
Yes.
Oh well, Ram. I take Ram. The Debo out.
Well, San Francisco owns the Rams during the regular season, but can't beat them in the playoffs. So, I mean, I'm gonna say since Debo, I'm gonna say the Rams. You know what I mean? But if Debo was playing, I would not say the Rams.
If he was playing, I would definitely put San Francisco because they got a mental hold on the Rams.
But Debo played last Sunday, didn't he? I mean,
Yeah, but he out.
But that was the Chiefs.
When they play against the Rams, it's like Debo. He be Debo for real against the Rams. Like it be like Debo coming down the block.
He don't like Jalen Rams. He don't like Jalen Rams. That's what that is. He don't like Jalen Rams. When he play against Jalen Rams, you have to play like that. You got to punch Jalen Rams in his mouth.
Yeah, because one thing about Ramsey give up a lot of plays, but that joker be hitting, boy. He be out there. Yeah, he hit somebody now. He old school. Ramsey is one of them corners that could have played back in the day. Because if nothing else, he gonna hit you.
and talk junk. So you gotta get on him. If you don't get on him early, you're gonna let his confidence build, and he's gonna be on your ass all game. So yeah, I agree. I'm going with the 49ers on this one. I roll with Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey get going. I think they get him implemented into the offense a little bit.
He'll be hurt like AD by next week. He gonna play the ball out. Then
because you already know, boy, that man injury prone like no other, boy. But if you thump him on his wrist, he out for 7 games.
Yeah,
overuse it. It'll be the first opening grand closing.
Be the New York Giants at the Seattle Seahawks.
Gino.
I'm gonna go with old Gino, man. I'm drawing at Gino. Gino,
boy. I'm riding Gino this year, boy. Gino.
I'm riding that train right now. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Gino.
I'm going with Saquon and Danny Dimes.
I'm going with
Danny Dimes. That's what they called him after last week. They say he was out there throwing dimes. I don't know.
Danny Nichols, maybe. I don't know no dime.
Green Bay Packers at the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo.
That's the Sunday night game.
Buffalo gonna rape them. Buffalo gonna beat them like they beat how they beat Kansas City last year. They're gonna beat this G off of Green Bay tonight.
Jacob, who you got? Jacob ran off.
That ain't even close, bro. That ain't even close, man.
They're gonna have Aaron Rodgers looking crazy on the sideline. He's gonna be talking so much. He gonna look like Tom Brady was last week when Tom Brady was talking to his players. That's how they're gonna have
Aaron Rodgers is gonna look like Martin Lawrence after he fought Tommy Hearns.
It's gonna be bad.
Man, not the episode he got knotted up. Oh man, that's bad. We got the Cincinnati Browns at Cleveland. Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns.
Man, boy! Hey, hold on, Steve.
Right.
So, boy, you done bought the team, the Browns, and moved to Cincinnati.
My bad, man. My bad. The Bengals versus the Browns, man. At the Browns on Monday night.
I got Cincinnati, man. Joe Blow gonna come in there with that tiger stripe suit and light them up.
Chase Young is out 4 to 6 weeks. I want
Jamar Chase is out.
Jamar Chase. I said Chase Young.
Damn, he out another 4
He out. He is out.
I think hopefully he come back the next week.
Okay. Who you going with, Jacob? You said Joe Blow?
Yeah. Joe Blow, love him, man.
I went with the Bengals as well. KB went with the Browns. Where you going, Icon?
Cincinnati. Even though they got Jamar Chase, I think they still got enough weapons to beat Cleveland.
And then the Thursday night game, I don't know why they're showing it, but you got the Eagles at the Texans.
Oh, Eagles.
The Eagles will win that easily, man. Easily.
This might be their trap game, man.
Might be the trap game.
Where they playing in Houston or
At Houston.
I still say Eagles, but it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be closer than people think, though. Because them between games always be tight. It'd be hard to get back up 3 days later. Your body's still sore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Eagles got some older players too.
All right, cool. We got it set. Yeah, we got it set. We got it locked in. We got all the picks in. So we'll talk about it throughout the day. You know what I mean? In the group chat, and go from there, fellas. I don't think there was nothing else nobody else had to talk about.
We're going to get up out of here and see y'all later. We'll be chopping it up later, man. Everybody have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Peace.